My name is Mandy Nielsen, and we're going to do a gentle Hatha flow, and the flow is very grounded in the breath. So don't get too hung up on whether or not we're moving from one posture to the next very quickly. We're going to take our time. We are going to sit in some of the postures. We're going to connect with our breath, and as long as we're connecting with that breath, we're going to be flowing through this class. So things that we may need today, so you can see I have a mat. I've actually got two just to help with showing you some of the postures, how to do it, because this straight on angle might not always be the best. Just as long as you have one mat, that's great. We're also going to use a strap today, so this is actually a belt that I use for some CrossFit and cross-training activities that I do. But it's going to suffice for a belt today. If you have a couple of ties that you can tie together, if you have an actual belt, if you have an actual yoga strap, that works. And if you don't, even a towel will do for today, so you don't need any special equipment with that. I also have a block, so just a small foam block. It's a couple inches thick, and that's just to help for balance and to lift our hips up here at the beginning of the practice. If you don't have a block, a pillow will do, just as long as it's relatively firm and can give you a nice seat. And if you don't have this block, that's not critical either. It just kind of changes the postures a little bit. All right, so we're gonna start seated on that block. If you don't have a block, again, grab a pillow. That works especially here at the beginning of our practice. We're gonna have our legs crossed gently. So what does that mean? Comfortably is really what I'm meaning. So legs can be crossed, your foot in front. If you want, you can take half lotus or full lotus if you would like. You can just have your legs crossed like usual, or if that doesn't feel good at all today either, we have a nice safe position here. Belly can be relaxed, knees hip width apart, feet flat on the floor. Throughout the breathing, if it does feel better, you can always just let yourself fall forward just in kind of a recovery position. Lets your lungs fill very easily. You don't have to do a lot of work there. As well, it may be a little bit painful to sit for a little while without any back support, so this might be a good option. As well, if you have any injuries, if anything throughout this practice is painful, it might be hard, but if it's painful, I want you to just back off. Feel free, you can send Be Fit for Life your questions. I'd be happy to answer them. But other than that, we're just going to get started here, stay connected with your breath, and enjoy our practice. So we're sitting up nice and tall. Okay, we're going to roll the shoulders forward as we inhale. Roll the shoulders up towards the ears, and then exhale, pull down. We're going to do this 3 times just to bring some mobility into the shoulders and to allow us to sit a little bit with our breath. So third one here, inhale, exhale, pull back. Then we're going to change direction. We'll pull those shoulder blades together, open across the chest, lift the shoulders up towards the ears as you exhale, rolling the shoulders through. So 2 more times. Inhale, exhale. Oh, that feels really good today. And third time, inhale, exhale, you roll that forward. Then we're just going to roll towards the front of the room, up towards the ears, and then pull back. We're going to let those shoulders relax away from the ears, and what we just did is kind of allow some tension to be released from the trapezius muscles, from our upper back, from our shoulders, so that we can sit and come in contact with that breath. So again, keep the spine lengthened, feel yourself lifting up out of the crown of the head. Here we're going to close our eyes, hands are just going to rest on our legs, either palms down, palms up, whatever feels good to you, just making sure that you stay open across the chest. And you may feel that your back starts to kind of fatigue because you're using those muscles. Don't worry about it. You can get into that recovery position whenever you'd like. For the time being, eyes are closed, hands are on the legs. I want you to just let your belly be nice and soft and allow your lungs, you can use your visualization, fill the lungs from bottom all the way to top. And then as you exhale, pull the belly button towards the spine, empty the lungs from bottom to top. So here, inhaling again, imagining your torso is a balloon. You fill the belly, you fill the mid-torso, you fill your upper chest. And then as you're the fullest, biggest balloon you can be, then you pull the belly button towards the back of the spine. You feel all of your abdominal muscles contracting, your back musculature contracting, pressing the breath from the bottom to the top of those lungs. So continue that breath, sitting up nice and tall. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And if you start to feel tension rising in your shoulders, maybe even in your ears, in your neck, in your scalp, in the back of your head, just see if you can wiggle those shoulders down a little bit. Make sure you can shake your head freely. No, no, no. And then let yourself come back to that stillness. 3 more nice full breaths. Second to last. And with this last breath, make it the biggest, fullest, longest inhale you've taken all day so far. And then just hover that breath, hold it just for a quick moment. And then exhale very slowly, squeeze your abdomen in, emptying the lungs completely. You may even go into flexion a little bit, curl the spine and press all that breath out. And then come back to center. Before we move on, keeping the eyes closed, just bring the hands center of chest, pressing palm to palm, thumbs floating in front of the heart center. Just take a moment, ground your practice. Today, I would like to ground my practice in awareness of breath, being present to that breath and connected to that breath throughout this practice. If this intention for some reason does not suit your needs today, please feel free to set whatever intention will connect you here and now with each of us practicing. And once you've set that intention, you can release the hands away from the chest. Chin just comes slightly into the neck, and then gently you can open your eyes. We're going to inhale, bring the chin up, just parallel with the floor. We're going to move off of the block. Okay, so grab that out from underneath you. We're going to extend the legs out in front, just noting which foot was in front, whether it was right or left. Lengthening ourselves back and just grabbing any extra flesh from behind. Okay, so here we're going to do dorsiflexion of the feet. So dorsiflexion, we want that flexion at the ankle to go up towards our nose, up towards the ceiling, pressing the heels towards the far wall. So this may be a little bit uncomfortable behind your hamstrings, etc. If that's the case, just bend your knees. We're going to inhale, bring the arms up overhead, and we'll exhale, forward fold, leading with the chest. We're hinging at the hips, coming towards those feet. So now if you have your knees bent, just bring those hands down. You can grab those feet. If the legs are extended and you do not get to your feet, that is absolutely fine. Okay, we're hinging forward, hands come down, say mid-calf to the shin, just below the knees, that's fine. Hands rest there. We're gonna inhale, lengthen up, pull the shoulders away from the ears, and then exhale, forward fold. So breathing in and breathing out here, just knowing this is just the beginning of our practice, so don't think that you have to go uber far or anything like that. And the most important thing when we're going through this movement is that hinging at the hips, keeping the chest up, and then allowing yourself to come forward. Inhaling and exhaling. Coming out of this posture, we're going to release the hands from the ankles, the shins, wherever those hands are. Reach a little bit further beyond the toes. Inhale, come all the way up, release the arms down. We're going to cross those legs once again. So when I'm moving around on this mat, just know that this is just for your perspective. Stay seated where you are. You don't have to be moving in different positions until I give you a different posture. Okay. So I know that my right, your left foot was in front last time. I'm going to bring that behind and recross my legs. If you can't remember, no big deal. Go ahead, cross your legs, and chances are you're doing it the exact same way, so then you'll just switch then. Okay, we're gonna sneak the right hand out to the right side, lift the left arm up, pull the shoulder down and away. Inhale, exhale, lengthen through from the hip all the way through to the fingertips. Breathing in and breathing out. So elbow does not have to be resting on the floor, and it would actually be preferable if you're trying to get to the floor. If you can't do that without changing your torso position, don't do it. One nice long line, don't worry about where your elbow gets. Then we're going to inhale, float all the way through. Roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Sneak the opposite hand out. So left arm moves out to the left side. We're going to inhale, right arm up, pull the shoulder down and away. Inhale, exhale. Here you can kind of bring that left shoulder forward, looking up towards the ceiling or the sky, depending on where you're practicing. Breathing in and breathing out. If any impingement happens in that shoulder, anything uncomfortable, you can rearrange, bring that arm down, inhale, exhale. We're going to inhale, float all the way back down. Let's take the right hand to the left knee, windmill that left arm behind, inhale, exhale, and we're going to look over the shoulder, breathing in and breathing out. Good job. Each time you inhale and exhale, just look a little bit further, perhaps just with your eyes. And inhale, starting from the top of the head through the spine, and windmill that arm all the way back. So we're going to do the same thing opposite side. So here, left hand, right knee, windmill that right arm back. Inhale, exhale over the shoulder, breathing in and breathing out. Good job. So here we'll unwind, looking forward, windmilling that arm out, rolling the shoulders up, back and down. Interlace the fingers in front of your chest. Include your thumbs as much as you can. We're going to bring the hands towards the heart, and then we're going to push, flipping those hands over and pushing away. So breathing in and breathing out. Inhale into the chest, and then exhale away. Inhale, good job. Then exhale, push away. So here you want to be rounding that spine, opening behind your scapula. So we'll just stay kind of in that cat position, breathing in and breathing out. See if you bring those shoulders away from your chin. Inhale, bring hands in. We'll just do two more. Exhale away. Inhaling in. Good job. Exhale. Pull those shoulders away. And then inhale into the chest. Okay, we'll release the hands down. We're going to bring the knees center. So here we're going to do some rolling like a ball. So let's just make sure that everything's kind of moved out of the way, that there's nothing that you're going to, when you bring up, that there's nothing that you're going to hit or hurt yourself on. In rolling like a ball, I want you to make sure you keep your chin tucked. It never comes up. Okay, you keep your eyes in alignment with your knees. Okay, and never roll back onto the cervical spine. So make sure maybe the top of the thoracic is, so that's just by your shoulder blades. So don't go any further than that. So rolling like a ball, I'll just demo it before I cue you in. Okay? So we're rolling back and up. So we're going to do this 5 or 6 times. Just go ahead, kind of enjoy this rolling back and forth. And if you find it a little tough to get some momentum to come up, just remember you can roll back and just going to punch your side and push yourself up. Breathing in and breathing out. So here we're really massaging the spine, musculature all the way up and down the spinal column. And on that last rolling like a ball, we'll come up into a seated position and roll ourselves onto hands and knees. All right, so here we're on hands and knees in tabletop position. We're going to inhale up into cow and then exhale into cat. So have a look, make sure that your knees are hip distance apart, that your hands are right underneath your shoulders. If you have any problems with your wrists, just go ahead and fist, and then that way you take that angle out of the wrists. Okay, just creating that nice square position, inhaling up and then exhaling through. So use that breath. You shouldn't let the belly go when you move into that cat. And definitely as you're pushing through the cat from cow into cat, you're going to really engage those abdominal muscles. Really feel each of your vertebrae moving one at a time. And when you're up in that cat, feel free, you can kind of move around, get a feel for everything that's going on in your back today. Last one, inhale up, exhale. Inhale, come to that tabletop position. Here we're just gonna ready the back of our legs, our hamstrings, our calves, just to get a little bit more movement. We're gonna stretch out the right leg, so let's go with the right leg, stretching it out. We're just gonna move back and forth, tucking those toes, okay, and opening the bottom of the sole of our foot. Breathing in and breathing out. Now we're gonna switch, bring that knee in, moving to that left foot. Okay. So, keeping with that breath, taking your time, feel this massaging movement, okay, through your toes, through the sole of your foot to your heel. Breathing in and breathing out. Excellent. So we're going to bring those knees in. We're just going to bring the toes together, knees nice and wide, moving into a wide leg child's pose position. Breathing in and breathing out. So the knees should be as wide as the mat if you can get them there. If that doesn't feel good, knees can be together, absolutely. Here, this just allows a lot of freedom for your belly to fill. And the arms can be as relaxed as you would like. So hands can be stacked one on top of the other. Arms can be lengthened, fingers spread, reaching to the top of your mat. Or somewhere in between. So stay here breathing. Here we're going to come up. We're going to move into a plank position. We're going to take this plank position for 10 full breaths. So for plank position, so we've just started working through those feet, right? Readying ourselves to lengthen out into plank. If you want to do your plank up on extended arms, please feel free. I'm going to demo down on elbows. So I'm going to take my hands, I'm going to interlace them. They're going to come apart just about the length of my forearm. Okay, elbows flat on the floor, okay, in this stable position. We'll extend one leg back, then the other leg back, okay, get a nice solid position, and then bring the hips down. So here we are in a plank. I want you to stay here for 10 full breaths. Now, if the full plank does not feel good today, remember you can come to your knees, and even as we're doing, so this is 4th breath, okay, you might decide, oh, okay, I need to change position. I'm not going to make it to 10. I'm going to do poor form and come down to your elbows, okay? Or down to your knees, sorry. 7, 9. Here's the last breath. And bring those knees down to the ground in control. You can lengthen down back into that child's pose. And breathing, coming back up. We're gonna come back to hands and knees, and here we're gonna move into downward facing dog. So tuck the toes, hips are very close to the heels. We're gonna inhale, exhale, push the hips up, bend one knee, straighten the other, heels coming closer to the ground. See if you can get as much of a bend out of the wrists as possible to take the pressure off of your wrists. Inhaling and exhaling, stepping through, just enjoying some of the loosening that's going on in your joints. Crack, snap, crackle, pop. It's a mouthful. Okay, now we're gonna inhale, look towards the hands. We'll walk, hop, step the feet forward. Keep the hands where you can ensure there's some contact. Okay, feet are gonna be hip distance apart. So I'll just back up a little bit, sorry. Hip distance apart. We're gonna inhale, exhale, and just allow yourself to relax over your legs. Now, if you have high blood pressure or glaucoma, anything where we have to worry about that pressure, that head being below the heart, just come up, and here you can use your hands on your legs. We're gonna take the hands, bring one hand to the opposite elbow. Just gonna shake the head, no, no, no. Nod the head, yes, yes, yes. Inhale, exhale, let everything relax and be loose. Okay, so side glance here. We're gonna inhale, exhale. You can bend the knees a little bit more, even allow your body to relax right onto your quadriceps. Okay. Then we'll release the hands down to the floor, bend the knees and hinge up. Rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way to a standing position. All right, so here we're gonna move a little bit quicker. So we've come up, now we're standing. We're gonna roll the shoulders up, back and down, feet nice and close together, spread the toes, and then let the toes come back down on the ground. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. We're gonna exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands on either side of your feet. Take your right foot back first into a lunge. Then drop the knee down, low lunge. We'll just inhale up, exhale down. Good job. We're gonna tuck the toes, bring the knee up, bring the opposite foot to reach back. Here in the plank position. Here you can drop to your knees if you'd like, lower yourself down, or elbows tied in by your side, lower down to the ground. Release the chest down, fingers come together. We inhale into up dog or cobra. Then tuck the toes, inhale, exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Now the opposite foot comes forward this time, stepping forward, dropping the knee down. You're moving into that low lunge. Release down. Tuck the back toes. Step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Release down. Bend the knees. Hinge all the way up. Inhale. Then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Here we're going to take the right leg back. Here the knee drops to the floor. We're gonna inhale up. Exhale, release down. Tuck the toes back into plank. Elbows tight in, lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Press back. Your right foot comes forward. Drop the knee. Inhale up. Exhale, release down. Tuck the toes. Step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release down. Bend the knees, hinge the hips, come all the way back up. Pull the hands down center. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. Palms open towards the front of the room. Lift the toes. Make contact with all four corners of each feet on the floor, and then drop those toes down. So 2 more of those sun salutation A's. We'll be moving straight back into plank, either walking, stepping, hopping, whatever works for you. Here we go. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands down either side of your feet. Press the hands flat into the floor first and foremost. Okay, then once you've bent down as much as you can, hands flat on the floor, then you can step, you can hop, you can jump the legs back, elbows tight in by your side, get into a good plank position, lower down in one smooth motion. Untuck the toes, here, cobra or up dog. Lengthening back, looking towards the hands, breathing in and breathing out. Next breath, we're gonna look towards those hands. You're gonna hop, step, walk the feet forward. So I'm just gonna demo walking. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release down, bend the knees, hinge the hips, come all the way back up. Okay, so last round. We're gonna inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands on either side of those feet. Hands are pressed into the floor fully and completely. Then we jump those feet back or step them back. Elbows tighten by your side. Lower down. Inhale. Press back. Full inhaling and exhaling. If you need to take a break, bring the knees to the floor. Stay connected with the breath. Next inhale, look towards the hands. Hop, step, walk those feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Relax, forward fold. Hinge at the hips, all the way up. Hands down center of chest. So here we'll move into Sun Salutation B. Here for Sun Salutation B, we start off in chair pose, Utkatasana. Roll those shoulders up, back and down, away from the ears. Bend knees, hinge at hips. Utkatasana. So arms can be down. You can get rid of the arms altogether. Otherwise, they're along your ears, lengthening straight out of your shoulders. Keeping that tailbone engaged. Breathing in and breathing out. Then we're going to inhale, fly up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands on either side of those feet. We're going to walk, hop, step the feet back, however you'd like to get into that plank. Okay. Elbows are tightened by your side. We're going to lower down. We're going to inhale, either up dog or cobra. Or sorry, then press back. I kind of said the two of those in a different order than the way I did them. We're going to bring the left leg up into the air. Then we're going to bend the knee, bring it through, step it beside that left hand. Okay, here we're going to move into warrior one. So, sorry. Okay, back foot moves 45-degree angle. Inhale up. I was doing crescent lunge. Hands come down either side of that foot. Bring the leg back. Release down. Okay. Some people will want to do a vinyasa. If you want to, go ahead. Otherwise, we're going to bring the right leg up. Bend the knee. Step through. Okay. Back foot, that 45-degree angle. Warrior one. Exhale down. Good. Okay, bring that leg back into the air. Release down. Look right at those hands. Walk, hop, step the feet forward. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the knees. Come to that Utkatasana. We're just going to do one more of these and then we're down on the ground. Breathing in and breathing out. Then we're going to inhale, up, forward. Inhale up, Exhale, hands on either side of those feet. Here we're gonna jump back, walk back, step back. Get into a good plank, elbows tighten by your side, lower down. Either cobra, inhale up, or up dog, sorry. Tops of the feet flat on the floor, everything engaged. Press back, downward facing dog. Okay, so here, we'll bring that right leg up. Bend the knee, step it in between the hands, back foot 45 degrees, warrior one, down we go, pressing back. You can vinyasa if you want, other ways, take a nice big breath, then inhale, left leg up, bend the knee, step through in between the hands, back foot 45 degrees, warrior one, hands down, leg back up, release down. Look towards your hands, hop step, walk the feet forward, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, release down, bend the knees, hinge at the hips, chair, inhale, come up. Okay, grab a quick sip of water. Okay, we're going to be transitioning ourselves down to the ground. As my cat tries to join us. Okay, so here, we're going to just do a quick forward bend, pyramid, just to kind of ensure that we're back centered with our spine, okay? Then we're going to move into a vinyasa down to the floor. We have a few more postures, a really sweet shavasana, and then we're good to go, okay? So here we're going to take a nice big step back with the right leg. So about 2 or 3 feet distance, okay? Hips are going to be relatively square. So what I want you to do, bring the arms up overhead. Here we'll interlace our fingers and release the index fingers, okay? It's kind of like Charlie's Angels, I guess. People remember that show, okay? So we've got our heels lined up, one in front of the other. We've brought those arms up overhead, interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulders down, squeeze your ears with your biceps, okay? We're gonna move our torso towards the front of the room. So here I have my left foot forward, right foot's back, okay? And we're gonna bring that right hip forward. So the cues I'm giving are mirroring you, just in case, don't overanalyze it, okay? So here, hips are square. We're gonna inhale, exhale, keep the legs nice and straight, and we're gonna lengthen forward towards that front leg until the fingertips touch the ground, at which time we'll tuck the chin tightly to the chest and bring the forehead to the knee. Breathing in and breathing out. If we need to separate the hands, by all means, feel free. Then we're going to squeeze, we're going to release that leg. We're going to inhale, come all the way back up. Release the arms down. Shake it out, step forward. Okay. Opposite sides, we're going to step back with the opposite foot. Okay. Heels are in alignment, toes are relatively in a forward motion, maybe about a 15-degree angle for that back foot. Okay. Again, we're going to try and get those hips square to the front of the room. Inhale the arms up, interlace fingers, release those index fingers, squeeze your ears in between the biceps. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, forward. Get the forehead to the knee. You need to separate the hands. Then releasing, bringing the hands back together. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Releasing those arms down, shaking it out. We're up at the top of our mat. We're going to inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands on either side, jump back, walk back, step back into your plank. Elbows tighten by your side, lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Press back. Downward facing dog. Then bring one knee forward to the ground, then the other knee forward to the ground. We're going to come to that seated position. We're just going to push ourselves back. So just kind of find yourself in the middle of your mat so that you have, when you come to the floor, that there's still mat there supporting your head. We're going to have our strap nearby, okay? And here, I want you to have your knees bent, feet hip distance apart. Again, kind of in the middle of your mat. We're going to open our hands, okay? Engage your abdominal muscles, lift up, lengthen up, breathing in and breathing out. Okay, we're going to move back just maybe an inch, okay? And stay here. 2 nice full breaths. Okay. Again, we're going to inch towards the floor. Keep the feet flat on the floor. Open the chest, arms wide. Then we'll inhale, come up, take the recovery position. So from that, I want you to gauge, are you going to be able to get down to the ground, okay, if we release all the way back? So if not, if you were shaking when we were kind of changing those angles, shaking quite a bit, I want you to have your hands by your side so that we can move to the floor. So either hands are by your side, helping you get to the floor, or arms are up. We're going to inhale, exhale, lengthen very slowly all the way back down to the floor. Breathing in and breathing out. Arms are down. So here, we're going to grab our strap, okay? And I'm going to change my camera angle here again really quickly. So we're going to grab our strap. We're down on the ground. We're going to bring it up over the center, the arch of our foot. Okay, we're going to lengthen ourselves back and just draw on those straps. Okay, and we're just going to start to move the leg around in some circles, one way and then the other way. So just allow yourself some room with that strap and moving the leg through a range of motion, changing direction, breathing in and breathing out. Then we're going to take both of those straps and we're going to take the opposite hand. So right now I have my right leg in the air. I'm going to take both of those hands into both of those straps into my left hand. Bring the right arm straight out from my shoulder. Inhale, exhale, and let that leg move across the body to the other side of the room. My gaze comes towards my right hand. Palm is flat on the floor, shoulders glued to the floor. Then we're going to inhale, bring that leg up. Good. Releasing the strap. We're going to go to the other side. So same thing, just give yourself the ability to move through range of motion. Ooh. One leg's probably going to be a little different than the other. Quite normal. We're not symmetrical beings, right? A little bit muscular difference on one side versus the other, depending on what you've been doing lately, which for me has really been a whole lot of nothing. You know, you might be favoring one side or whatever computer position you're at all day when you're stuck working from home. So you just have to bear that in mind and be kind to your body. So then we're going to take both of these straps again. I've got my left leg in the air now, both of these straps into my right hand, left arm out to the side, straight from the shoulder, palm flat on the floor. We're going to inhale, exhale, and lengthen across the body. Oh, and look in the opposite direction. So if this is too much, just remember, you can bend your knee instead, okay? You could stack the knees, just get rid of the strap altogether, stack the knees to one side. Okay, so we're loosening that hip, but really we want the twist here, releasing pressure off the spine that we built up as we've been practicing. Then we're going to inhale, bring that leg center. We'll release the strap. We're going to set that aside. So if you're in a bright room like this, you might want to close curtains, something like that. If you want to pause this for a second, allow yourself to get set up for your Shavasana. So Shavasana, it's corpse pose, so really what we're trying to do is just let everything completely relax, come into our breath, the intention that you set at the beginning of this practice, perhaps it was connection with breath. Hopefully you've been able to keep that, especially in this posture. It is so beneficial to allow your body to completely relax into the breath without any distractions. So if closing the curtains, if getting a sweater right now is beneficial, just pause the video, go get your stuff, and then come back, okay? And we're gonna roll the shoulders under, bring the feet together, so heels come together, the feet fall out to the side, palms up towards the ceiling. See if you can roll the shoulder blades so they're flat. It may feel a little awkward at first, but as you breathe into the body, then you can allow yourself to relax over those shoulder blades and it won't be so effort-filled. So beginning with your feet, your toes and ankles, up your shins into your gastrocnemius and soleus, your calf muscles, and into your knees. As you exhale, soften the bottom half of your legs. So the next inhale, breathe into your upper legs, your quadriceps, your hamstrings, your hips, your glutes, your pelvis. As you exhale, just soften the entirety of your legs, the lower half of your body. Let the skin and muscles soften, just straight, relaxed over the bone. Breathe deeply into your belly, your chest, low back, mid back, upper back and shoulders. As you exhale, soften your torso. Allow it to melt into your mat. Breathe into your fingers and wrists, your hands, forearms, biceps, triceps. As you exhale, let the entirety of your torso, your arms, your legs, everything below your neck, let it relax and soften. The skin, your muscles, ligaments, just soften, relax into flow. Breathe into your neck, your face, your cheeks, eyes, scalp. Breathe into your ears, and as you exhale, soften your eyes. Gently part your teeth and let the tongue relax away from the roof of your mouth. Breathing in and breathing out, just allowing all the skin, the muscle to soften and relax over the bone. Just breathe. Slowly, you can begin to bring sensation back into your body, back into the room. Breathe deeply in, and exhale that breath with an ah out of the mouth. Once again, nice deep inhale. Exhale. With the next inhale, you begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe make small circles with your wrists and at the ankles. Inhaling, lifting the arms up overhead, lengthening from fingertip to toe. Maybe stretching one way, so down one side of the body and then down the other way. Bringing the knees into the chest and just hugging for a moment. Tucking the chin, eyes still closed. Breathing in and breathing out. And gently, you can bring the feet back down to the floor. Roll yourself onto your right side, using your right arm as a pillow. Just curling up in the fetal position for a few moments as you transition back into this room. Releasing your left hand to the floor. Press yourself up to a seated position. Your eyes float open, that's fine. Just find your spot. And then allow them to close once again. Rolling the shoulders up, back and down. You can bring the hands center of chest, pressing palm to palm, thumbs once again floating in front of heart center. I want to thank you so much for allowing me to lead you through this practice today. I hope it will serve you well into the rest of your day, into the rest of your week. I hope you're staying safe. I hope your family is well. And I hope to see you here again soon. Namaste.